Good morning, good evening, good night. I am Macmillian Sensei, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. And we're going to be discussing the topic of parents with addicted children, how to reach them, how to help them, how to help them transform and live a more productive and a successful life. First of all, I want to thank y'all for tuning in, and we're finna jump right in without all the fluff. We're going to cut straight to it. So, when you want to talk about addiction is just a person's brain searching for relief, whether that be from childhood trauma, whether that be from pains that they've experienced, or maybe they just might be a pleasure seeker, a person who got a hit of something or got a hold of something, and now they just seeking pleasure because that feeling that they gave them push them in a position to where they feel like they need this substance to have fun. They need this substance to eat, to watch TV, and they're so familiar with it. See, the nervous system can become ingrained with these type of chemicals and substances that we put in our bodies. But you need to understand that being addicted to substance is not the only thing. You could be addicted to your phone. You could be addicted to video games. You could be addicted to gambling. So I'm going to tell you what I've learned on my journey, because I'm a practitioner, how you can overcome and build a more successful life and a stronger bond with your loved one. Rebuilding our bond. I'm Macmillian Sensei. Let's get into it. All right. So first, you need to understand you have to build a safe place for your children, a safe place for them to be able to come to you and speak to you about the things that are ailing them, the things that they don't like, the things that they like, their opinions, how they feel. They need to be able to come to you with these things. And if you're not creating a safe place for them, then they're finding these safe places with other individuals, with different environments, with substances and bad behaviors. Now, not all the time is this the case, but most likely in the world that we live in, that's usually what end up happening. Now, there are some special cases out there where people choose not to go down this type of route, and they transform and they evolve into something way better. That's the exception, though. I'm talking about for all of us who fell through the cracks, who was left behind, who was kind of pushed to the side, or we pushed ourselves to the side and became addicted, became complacent, became bitter, resentful, and now we feel like we're in a dark hole. But guess what? The opposite of darkness is light. And when you're in a dark hole and you're at the bottom of the pit, the only way to go is up. So let's look up together and let's ascend. All right? So creating that safe space, being there with your child, having conversations with them, letting them feel comfortable to be themselves. All right? So look, they don't feel safe if they're not coming to you and talking to you about the things that they are addicted to or that they really, really, really like. They don't feel safe. And you got to create that safe space by being welcoming, by being understanding, and by being warm. Let me help you with your understanding right quick. When you think about yourself and your childhood and all the things that you went through and all the mistakes that you made and all the stupidity things that you got yourself into, when you're able to understand yourself as a kid and understand yourself better, then you'll be able to have more understanding. You'll be able to have more compassion, and you'll be able to be a lot lenient towards your kid. Now, I'm not telling you to not discipline them or be a strict parent. I'm just telling you to have that understanding and that leeway to where they don't go off to other people or other things or other vices so they can relieve themselves. Create that safe space, have some compassion, have some understanding, and practice these things. Have some compassion on yourself with all the mistakes you made. Kids can read energy, and if they can read your energy and it's off, or if it's frazzled, or if it's full of anxiety, full of fear, they can catch on to that and they might just clam up. So that's one of the ways you definitely can create a safe space, by having compassion, by having understanding, and by understanding yourself more so you can understand your child better. Okay? So that's a safe space. That's how you can create a safe space. Okay? Now, they feel judged. They feel judged Now, judge is not a bad thing. Let's look up the definition of being judged. Judge is the ability to make considered decisions or come to sensible conclusions, right? So we make judgment calls every day. We pick what freeways we're going to drive on. We pick what foods we're going to eat. We pick the friends that we're going to hang out with. We pick our clothes that we're going to wear. We make judgment calls. So judging them is not a bad thing. But when you judge them through the lens and the perspective of I'm better than you, or I would never do that, or a superior stance, that's what make them clam up. That's what make them feel like they can't talk to you. That's what make them feel like that the environment is not safe for them to express themselves in. And that's why you're having a hard time right now. But don't worry, I got you. I'm finna give you the things that I've been practicing as a parent myself to get better. And remember, getting better is not a linear experience. It's not a straight up and down path. It's like this. Okay? So have some compassion and understanding with yourself on this journey, and you will be more effective when coming at your kid with the vices that are holding them down right now. Okay? All right. So remember, that's all judgment is, but it's how you judge that matters. All right? So begin to weed out and pull the speck out of your eye before you look at somebody else and attempt to pull the log out of their eye, right? Because then when you have compassion on yourself and understanding with yourself, then you can have compassion on them and understanding with them, and that'll help your bond get tighter. Remember, rebuilding our bond with our loved ones, with our child, because they're precious and they are the future and they are a reflection of you. Okay? All right. So every time, all right, so they don't feel safe. They feel judged from a negative standpoint. And every time you speak with frustration, they shame grows louder than your love. So when you speak with shame, like you're shaming them for what it is that they're doing, and you're pointing your finger and you're acting like you never had a vice, that your life was all perfect, like you've never been through any of these things, that's another reason why they clam up. You're stifling the environment. They don't feel safe. They feel negatively judged. They feel stifled. They don't feel the real love. And love is an action word. And the ultimate act of love is sacrifice. So you have to sacrifice your superior view. You have to sacrifice your negative judgmental ways. And you have to sacrifice your shaping of perfection. Because when we become adults, a lot of us forget who we were and what we've been through. And we just act like that. We was all perfect and we had it all together. No, you wasn't. I can tell you over 100 stories where I made mistakes. So you have to be willing to sacrifice those things to open yourself up to be able to rebuild a bond. All right. So, and when you're rebuilding something, you have to tear something down in order to rebuild it. And you don't go to tear them down. You tear yourself down first, break yourself apart, see what happened, see what connections need to be made. Then you can ultimately start to rebuild that bond. Okay. All right. So when you speak with frustration, they shame grows, and it's way louder than your love. You gotta understand that. It's very, very crucial right there. All right. Now we got to make a mindset shift. What you think is what you become. The things that you repeat is ultimately who you are. It starts to become ingrained and woven into your nervous system. And kids can read that and they imitate us. They do more. Kids repeat more of what they see versus what you say. So sometimes you can say less and do more, and they'll start to see it. They'll start to understand the example. All right. So we need a mindset shift. Okay. Now speak from curiosity, not from condemnation. Speak from your concern, not from contempt. Okay. Be curious. First of all, before you even approach your child, you need to take a deep breath. Exhale slowly. Calm your nervous system. Think about the fact that you've made mistakes. Think about the fact that you're not perfect. And think about the fact that, hey, this is my child. This is still my kid. This is still my baby. You know, sometimes once they come out of this stage and they start walking and talking, we start to become a little meaner, a little harsher, a little colder. And that's just not cool. You got to shift your mind. Take a deep breath. Have compassion on yourself. Have understanding of yourself. And then when you speak smooth. Ask questions out of curiosity. Tone and energy is everything. The why the hell is you doing that? Versus, so what made you start vaping in the first place? You see the difference between the two? Ask questions with curiosity. Find out who they are and why they do what they do at their core. Once you start to figure these things out and you hold space for them, meaning that you don't talk until you feel better, but you talk until they feel, you let them talk until they feel better. You just hold that space, right? And understand, and you'll start to be able to reconnect that bond, right? So ask questions out of curiosity. When did this start? What made you want to identify with this crowd? What made you want to lose yourself in this substance or in this environment? Why it is that you do what you do, and let them answer and actually listen carefully. Listening is a skill, not with your feelings, but with your ears, your heart, and your mind. Okay? Embody what it is that they're saying. Feel their emotions. Understand them, right? So you got to shift your mind. You got to speak from a concerned parent, because when you sound concerned, when you sound curious, when you sound like you actually care about what it is that they're saying and what they're going through, kids will open up to you because they open up to their friends. The ones who actually listen, the ones who actually that are curious, the ones who actually, give off that energy of I'm here for you, I'm listening to you, you're heard, you're understood. Those are the ones that they start to gravitate towards. So just mimic that same thing. Understand, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to be irritated. Like I say, just practice taking breaths. And just keep telling yourself, I was a human. I made mistakes. This is a human. They're going to make mistakes also. And be okay with that. And you'll see as time goes on, you'll be able to rebuild that bond and y'all be able to grow closer together. Now, if you've been paying attention to this video, I've been speaking mostly in the same tone the entire time. You can sense my energy. You can feel my energy. My nerves are steady. My tone, cool. I really live this thing. So trust me, when I say this works, it definitely can work for you. Okay? All right. So being concerned, speak from the level of curiosity and of real love, sacrificing your pride and your negative opinions to actually hear them through, understand them better. So instead of saying, why can't you just stop? Say, help me understand what you're feeling when your cravings hit. Help me understand why it is you feel like you need to vape, or you want to vape, or you think it's cool to vape. Whatever their situation is, ask them, help me understand. I'm here for you. And even if you have to listen to them talk for a long time before you say anything, that's okay. Holding space is perfectly healthy and natural because they feel heard more. Don't listen just to respond, but listen to feel. Listen to inspire. Listen to solve, but listen just to listen. Practice that. Listening. Take you a long way. All right. Now, this is a practical move that you can use and that I still use to this day to help me through this thing. Okay. You can sit beside them, not across from them. Okay. That's just like if I had a buddy sitting beside me right now. Even if we was touching shoulder to shoulder or not, y'all would still see us as being together. Okay. Versus I'm sitting across from you right now. That's kind of like a different feeling. It kind of seems like a me versus you. Y'all are over there. I'm over here. Sit across from them, shoulder to shoulder. Level with them a bit. Drop your strictness down a little bit. Drop your toughness down a little bit. I'm finna level with you. We finna have that conversation, that buddy conversation. Lower your tone. Raise your heart. Don't talk sharply or sternly. Don't raise your voice unnecessarily. Don't sound like you're heated or frustrated, even if you are. And if you are, I would recommend you to just go off and deal with yourself before you even have this conversation, right? Lower your tone. Talk smooth. Because they can read your energy. They can hear the concern. They can hear if you really are concerned with what it is that they are going through. Okay? All right. And safety isn't a moment, it's a pattern. So create a pattern of being this way, safe, so that way they can see that they can actually come to you with their problems, right? So that means you have to create some consistency in your routine in order to bring a consistency into their space. And then that they see that they can consistently come to you with whatever it is that they're going through. Back to talking about creating a safe environment, you know? Keep it real simple, keep it real sharp, keep it real sweet. Rebuilding our bond. And today, we just went over building a safe environment, how to talk, how to connect, how to listen, and build that consistency by building up a routine. My routine is almost the same every single day. Wake up at the same time, we work out together, we eat together, we conversate, we laugh, we work together, and then we talk about our problems. I let them express their opinions. I let them be them. You know, I have compassion, I have understanding, and I actually bring that love into their energy sphere. And when I do that, they open up to me about their frustrations. And I listen a lot. Sometimes I don't even offer solutions. Sometimes I just listen. I don't talk them and lecture them to death like I used to. And we're building our bond, and it's getting better. I'm understanding. I'm able to educate them and actually reach them. They're actually seeing me as a person of influence in their life, more than just their father, but their leader. More than just their leader, their captain. More than just their captain, their friend. And I know some of y'all might be like, oh, I'm not going to be friends with my kids. That's okay if you choose not to be that. But I'll be a lot of different things for my kid. Because if you're not, then who is? And on that note, we're going to end this video. I appreciate y'all tuning in with me, Macmillian Sensei. I'm going to start putting links in the description so y'all can get y'all hands on these free guides to ultimately help you rebuild your bond with your loved ones. Y'all stay strong, stay consistent, and remember, it's all in the mind. Once you think, then you act. Once you act, you create consistency based off of what you think. All right? Love.